Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sarah met into Justin and Bonnie outside the Brady pub and offered to join them for supper. "But I'm afraid I won't be much company, I'm kind of wiped out," Sarah said as she followed Bonnie and Justin inside the restaurant. Justin and Bonnie both voiced their knowledge that Sarah, like many other hospital staff members, had been working around the clock to keep Marlena from suffering the same fate as Kate and Kayla in recent days. "Any luck?" Justin wondered. "No, unfortunately, without that orchid, we can't do much, but we are gonna keep trying," Sarah told me. "Well, we're all praying for her," Bonnie stated. Sarah quickly changed the subject and requested Justin's legal services. "I want to divorce Xander," Sarah said. "I'll do it pro bono, hell, I'll even pay you for the privilege of putting that clown through the ringer." Justin agreed. Sarah laughed as she declined Justin's offer, noting that Bonnie appeared to have something to say. "I honestly think you should give Xander a second chance," Bonnie said. "Now that I've had a chance to process everything and now that I don't see clowns everywhere that I realize I've been a hypocrite where Xander's concerned," she said. "What I did to Adrian was just as terrible," Bonnie concluded. Sarah contended that Xander's acts were far worse because they resulted in Susan's death, but Bonnie maintained that Ava was to blame for the tragedy. "Maybe it's a delayed Stockholm syndrome," Sarah whispered to Justin. "I know what that is, I saw a documentary and, believe me, this is not that," commented Bonnie. "My wife has one of the biggest hearts of anyone I know, and, while I personally believe that she may be a little too charitable in this case, she may have a point," he told Sarah. "I am not condoning what he did, but I can understand the position he was in, because I've been there, too, stuck doing something you don't want to do but unable to see a way out," said Bonnie. Bonnie pushed Sarah to consider couples therapy first, and Justin agreed that there was no need to rush to the last choice of divorce. Sarah looked at Justin and Bonnie in bewilderment, unable to comprehend the turn of events. Gwen went over to the roach-infested motel in search of Xander. "You don't happen to have any libation on you, do you?" Xander speculated after greeting Gwen with a mix of excitement and disappointment. "Sorry, I'm afraid not," Gwen affirmed as she entered Xander's room. "I ordered more booze to be delivered, but the liquor store must be walking it here from Scotland." Xander shouted in the apparent direction of the institution before following Gwen into the room, remarking that life was unfair. "Are you just absolutely sloshed?" Gwen wondered as Xander double-checked the room's booze stocks. "Of course not," Xander assured Gwen, before gasping when he discovered a half-full bottle of whiskey. Gwen worried why Xander had wrecked the room and consumed many bottles of alcohol. "Sarah's divorcing me, I'm heading back to the slammer," Xander proceeded to explain, forcing Gwen to intervene with a pledge to avoid the latter outcome. Xander called Gwen daft for refusing to make a deal with the cops. Xander admired Gwen's loyalty, but felt it would have to be rewarded at some point. Xander made a provocative offer to settle the debt, and Gwen was tempted but finally declined. Gwen dragged Xander into the bathroom, stating that they were going to wash away the odor of booze and defeat in the air before brainstorming ideas to repair their marriage. A little while later, Xander and Gwen exited from the restroom, dripping wet but completely clothed. Xander handed Gwen a clean shirt and began undressing. Gwen looked at Xander for a few seconds before returning to the bathroom. When Gwen returned from the bathroom again, Xander was only wearing boxer briefs. "These trouser holes keep moving around," Xander lamented to Gwen while straining to get into a pair of trousers, just as someone knocked on the motel room door. "Finally, it's the liquor store!" Xander raved. "You've had too much to drink, I'm just gonna tell em to get lost," says Gwen. Gwen opened the motel room door, still partly clothed, and discovered Sarah there on the other side. "I knew coming here was a huge mistake," Sarah complained. "This is not what you think," Gwen attempted to clarify. "Let me explain," Xander started to urge. "You two disgust me." Sarah spat before storming out, and Xander tried to follow but tripped on the jeans, which were still not securely fastened. Sunny entered the Kiriakis' estate and discovered Alex in the study. "How'd things go with Stephanie?" Sunny pondered. "It's over, bro, I just lost the best thing that has ever happened to me," says Alex. Alex, who had already had 2 glasses of whiskey, continued to drink while telling Sunny more information. She just suffered a major loss, but give her time. I mean, once she's had a chance to process all of this. Sunny tried to argue near the end of the story. She's still gonna hate me, Alex prophesied with a sigh. Chad raced back to the Brady Johnson townhouse after getting a phone call from Stephanie. I apologize for making you come back over here. It's simply, Stephanie continued, I needed to speak with someone, and you were the first person who came to mind, before beginning to inform Chad that the mystery of the missed calls had been solved. Sunny told me only because he knew Alex would come over here and confess, Chad interjected, allowing Stephanie to finish screaming. Chad half-heartedly defended Alex at the end of Stephanie's story, admitting that it was natural for a person to desire to spend time with a significant other without fear of interruptions. If you had called about anything but my mom, I would have told you I was busy, but Alex didn't trust me to do that, so he took that choice away from me, and so I missed my last chance to say goodbye to my mom before she died, and that would have meant everything to me, Chad, and to her, and now, because of Alex, it's too late. Stephanie responded before breaking down in Chad's arms. Chad eventually offered to prepare spaghetti and meatballs for Stephanie as comfort food. Kate taught me how to make this, Chad said after finishing his dinner. I didn't get a chance to say this before, but I'm so sorry for your loss. I know Kate was like a mother to you, says Stephanie. Yeah, she was. I believe she understood me better than my own parents did, Chad said with a sigh. Stephanie looked through the refrigerator for a dessert to accompany Chad's supper and was surprised to see an apple pie on one of the shelves. Steph, I made this for you because you missed out on Christmas. Stephanie read aloud from the attached message, Love, Mom, before breaking down again in Chad's arms, then recovering and proposing a glass to Kayla and Kate. Leo and Sloane continued to strategize in the living room of the Horton residence, unconscious that Will was listening in from the entryway. Sunny's wet blanket husband is already doing his damnedest to convince him that I am a terrible person who can't be trusted, Leo complained. That little bitch Wilhelmina would eat this up if the truth came out, and even worse, I would lose Sunny's friendship for good, he said. So, you're on board with representing me, right? Leo finished. Sloane agreed to help, but warned that it would be difficult to conceal Leo's wrongdoing. Xander is the one who kidnapped Sunny's stepmom. All I did was help him cover it up afterwards. Leo objected. That's still a crime, Sloane responded. Damn it, I never should have agreed to dress up as that stupid clown, and especially not for the pittance that Gwen paid me, said Leo. Leo, it's a little late for regrets. I still can't believe you were able to trick Bonnie Lockhart into thinking you were the clown who kidnapped her. That must have been one hell of a bodysuit, Sloane said. Will's cell phone vibrated just then, signaling the arrival of a text message from Allie, who wanted to know if Julie's rosary had been recovered yet. Will tiptoed upstairs to grab the item, then slipped out of the house and returned to the hospital.